Welcome back. All right, so this was the battle of the two tanks against one another. And I'm going to say this players don't tank. So the teams do, right? You've got GMs that absolutely strip down rosters. Arizona really stripped to the bone. And, there's one concern I have with today. Until overtime, I could barely tell that Keller and Schmaltz were playing. So what ends up happening is that I think when you go through these seasons, it can hurt players. It can hurt players who, like a guy like Clayton Keller, is looking to maybe take that next step, and it can be tough. So Butcher and Ruotsalainen in the lineup today, both of them were pretty prominent. Remember, Yoki Haru's out for a couple of weeks, Middlestad's out for a couple of weeks, so they're stepping in. It was Tokarski versus Vejmelka. Or Vejmelka. So I gotta say, Vejmelka's first NHL game, Tokarski starting for Buffalo, and yeah, that's a matchup I don't think anybody would have seen coming even as recently as 4 months ago, right? So early chances go to the Sabres. The Coyotes rookie goaltender was tested early and pretty often too, and he looked pretty good. There was a press by the Sabres at 3 minutes. Pesek fires one wide. The Coyotes then press at 5.5 minutes. Tokarski makes saves there. Thompson had a shot blocked. The shots were 4-2 for the Sabres 8 minutes in. Then there's too many men on the ice for Arizona, and the Sabres go to the power play. It's a good power play, but it was killed off by the Coyotes. Thompson had a chance and was saved. The shots are now up to 8-2. Lots of pressure at the Coyotes' net with 7 minutes left. The Coyotes survived that. However, Ladd, and it was against the flow of the play, Andrew Ladd with his 250th career goal from Dzingel and Larson at 13:51. And Andrew Ladd, that's a good story, right? Here's a guy who's buried in the minors last year. Contract's not, you can't have him at the NHL levels. Contract is contract. Goes to Arizona, and he gets a goal. So good for him, 250. And again, it was against the flow of play. And it was only the third shot by Arizona. So I thought, that makes some sense. Buffalo's outplaying Arizona. So, of course, Arizona has the lead in the Battle of the Tanks. Coyotes had some jump after that goal. The Sabres do press, however, in the final 2 minutes. Gergensen's was denied. Okposo had a wraparound that wouldn't go with 48 seconds left. The Sabres get a power play, and it was Beagle that went off for a slash. And then the funny thing is that Rick Janneret didn't see any member of the team touch the puck, and he said, well, why did they blow the whistle there? And Rob Ray answered with, they just wanted to blow it. And he was like, I don't know. I'm just down here. I don't know. I don't know why they so they joked around with each other after that, and I was like, yeah, these guys are settled in for a nice long season. They know what they're getting into. They know what they're in for. And it's very enjoyable. Rob Ray is one of my favorite of the color commentators in the National Hockey League. And I've mentioned this before. He kind of reminds me of Bobby Heenan, the way that he does the announcing, and that definitely helped with that. It's sort of like Ken Danico on the New Jersey broadcast. Kind of reminds me of Jesse Ventura. So 1-0 Arizona after one, even though they were outplayed badly. So yeah, that sounds about right. So second period, Dahlin fanned on a chance. Coyotes penalty kill clears. However, in an unusual looking power play goal, Buffalo ties it. It's Eakin from Kajula and Dahlin at 105. And it was a stretch pass by Dahlin. Kajula, flicks it at the net, and then Eakin buries it. So it's not your standard power play goal where they got it all set up and it was a tic-tac-toe, but it's power play goal. It doesn't matter how it happens, right? The Coyotes then pressed for the lead again. Chikrin's stick committed suicide, so Hinostroza gets a break off that, but he failed to bury it. The Sabres were faster to the puck. They were the better team overall at this point, but between Buffalo having problems with finishing and Vejmelka being there whenever they do get opportunities, just wasn't happening. Pushed by the Sabres at 8 minutes. Thompson fires it wide. Krause had a shot that was blocked. The Sabres cleared out. The shots were up to 18-8 over the entire game for the Sabres at this point. Vejmelka mishandles one. The Sabres get some pressure off of that. Coyotes end up with a power play. That was killed off. We get a 2-on-1 for the Sabres. Gergensen's can't beat Vejmelka. Then there's a 2-on-1 for the Coyotes, and Dahlin breaks it up. The Coyotes with some chances. Tokarski makes the saves there. And I thought Dahlin had a good game. Announcers talking about it in this as well. I did. I thought he had a good game. We can all talk about degrees and the fact that it's against the Coyotes and grain of salt and all that, but it's important for Darlene to get off to a good start this year, right? The Coyotes go back to the power play with 4 minutes left. Okposo takes on the entire power play by himself. Like it was Kyle Okposo against, I think there was at least 4 Coyotes around him, and he was keeping the puck away from them. Kyle Okposo is off to a really good start this year. I mean, he's not going to live up to that contract, but at least he looks like he belongs in the lineup, right? So really good play for him there. And then Bjork did it. It's like Bjork was watching from the bench. He's like, oh, I can do that. So he takes on the entire Coyotes power play by himself. And yeah, that definitely helps to kill it off when you have Okposo and then Bjork just deciding to do it all by themselves. Skinner fires one wide. The Sabres, it felt like at the end of the second period, should be leading, but it's 1-1. Right? So third period, Olofsson had a chance that was tipped wide. Skinner with a shot blocked. Eakin fires one high, so Eakin going for his second goal, misses high. More near misses at 4 minutes, and that's really a big part of the story today, is the Sabres just not quite being able to bury one there. But the crowd really appreciated the effort. The crowd was cheering pretty good. Definitely not a full building, which will surprise people, seeing that it's Buffalo at home against Arizona, and it's a morning game. But yeah, it was not a full building, but the crowd that was there was definitely loud and appreciative. Sabres beat out an icing call, and we get more prime chances for the Sabres out of that. So yeah, pretty good period for the Buffalo Sabres to that point. We get some more good play from Okposo, who again looked good today. Ruotsalainen had a breakaway. He fires it over the net. Well, it actually cleared the glass as well. So Ruotsalainen had a goal that would have been the game winner if that goes in. Shots were 6-0 in favor of Buffalo 8 minutes in. Hinostroza had a chance that was saved. The Coyotes pressed with 9.5 minutes left, but they didn't get any shots out of that pressure that they had. Cousins passes one to Ladd. Those are not players that are on the same team. Dylan Cousins passed it to the Coyotes a couple of times on that set of plays. The Coyotes get a rush, that fizzles. Some good back and forth action in that both teams would get that opportunity in the offensive zone, and then there'd be a mishandle or an interception. And it felt like next goal wins, which, yeah. Fans wanted a penalty to the Coyotes. Ref does not grant that for them. The Coyotes had a 3-on-2. Kessel misfires. The Sabres had a rush chance. Vejmelka makes the save on that. Skinner, shot saved as well. Hinostroza couldn't bury the rebound. Kajula had a rush chance that was saved in the final 2 minutes. So we go to overtime, because of course we do. Of course both teams get a point out of this. And honestly, it was a hard-fought game by both teams. And Vejmelka definitely the highlight for Arizona, as well as I said, the 250th goal for Ladd. Sabres control early. Okposo with a break, but he was out of gas at the end of his shift, so he gets that stretch pass, but he had no energy left at that stage. Olofsson was denied on a good three-way passing play. The Sabres had a 2-on-1. That was broken up. Darlene had a pass to the net that was defended and knocked away before they got a shot. Cousins puts one through the crease. The Coyotes were robbed by Tokarski in the final seconds of this to push it to a shootout. And the shootout, Buffalo chooses to shoot first. Thompson with the goal. Schmaltz answers with a goal for Arizona as well. Ruotsalainen then gets a goal for Buffalo. Kessel takes the next one. That was saved. Olofsson misses the chance to put the game away, but then Clayton Keller with a chance, he misses. And Clayton Keller now has 2 goals in shootouts in 14 opportunities. That seems really low. But again, some players are great individually, and then in the shootout, they may not be great. And the opposite's true, too. Sometimes your best shootout guys aren't necessarily the best goal scorers. Buffalo wins this one 2-1 in a shootout. They go to 2-0. And to try to run the record to 3-0, they meet Vancouver on Tuesday. Vancouver plays tonight. They played last night. So that's going to be potentially a tired Canucks team. And we'll see if Buffalo can get the record to 3-0. For the Coyotes, they drop to 0-1-1. Their goals against average, well, it's better than Tampa's right now. Think about that for a second. Isn't that weird? But even after allowing 8 goals in the first game, they allow 2 in this one. So, well, they allow 1 in this one, but it's going to show 2 in the official records because shootout goals show up in the official records with the standings, although the shootout goal doesn't show up in personal stats. It's weird. But anyways, the shots overall, Buffalo was really in control of a lot of this game. They outshot the Arizona Coyotes 14-5 in the first. Arizona outshoots them 9-8 in the second, 10-5 Buffalo in the third, 2-1 Arizona in the overtime because Buffalo just could not pull the trigger on some of those opportunities. Final shots 33-21 for the Sabres. Power plays, the Coyotes 0 for 2, Buffalo 1 for 2. Hits, both teams threw 15 hits. It was not a hard-hitting game. Vejmelka saves 32 out of 33 for what I think was the best player in the game honors. Although I would give Okposo probably the number 2 spot in that. And I guess, yeah, Tokarski with 20 saves on 21 shots. Sure, he would probably be number 3. So, yeah, there you go. It was not the most exciting game ever. And this game may only matter to decide who gets the number 1 draft pick, who has the best odds in the draft lottery. But for Buffalo, it's a decent start. And if you're a Sabres fan, well, they didn't lose against Arizona. They beat Montreal. Next, they get Vancouver. These are, technically winnable games when you look at it on the surface of it, and they're winning them. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.